me talking about this and working through this as I was driving, was it yesterday, I think, really shows me how many times friendships can be broken up, relationships can be broken up between boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, 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 husband, husband, however you identify. How they can be broken up over a misunderstanding because neither one of us is willing, or neither one of them is willing to communicate, the space that they're in. And I realized that I was not willing to communicate all these years how I really felt about myself. As a health and wellness coach, Gordon Walker Jr. assists his clients in losing weight, gaining weight, or just being fit. He also helps with meal plans. You can reach him at 302-990-8907, or you can visit the website at numa24.goherbalife.com. That's Numa24 at goherbalife.com. What's up, everybody? You are listening to the What Now podcast, where we discuss ways of effectively addressing life's most difficult moments. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the What Now podcast. That's right, the What Now podcast, where we have discussions about effectively facing life's most difficult moments. But we scratch that. We scratch that word difficult and we place defining there. Why? Because we have matured to the place to understand that we have the right, the ability, and the responsibility to define those moments. And we no longer define those moments as difficult, or we no longer allow those moments to define us. We take back our rightful authority and we define those moments in our own lives. My name is Clifton Pettyjohn. I'm a purpose strategist, author, transformation coach, and spiritual leader. I provide tools and strategies to transition individuals from merely existing to living a life full of purpose. That's right, full of purpose. There is purpose lodged inside of you. We're not going to do the exercise, but I just want you to know there's purpose inside of you. If you're listening to me, if you can hear me, purpose is inside of you. So we just want to help unlock that purpose in you. We just want to bring you back to that purpose. We just want to open your eyes and cause that purpose to be illuminated unto you, for you to realize, wait a minute, I've been sleeping on myself. I've been focused on everybody else sleeping on me, but I've been sleeping on myself. So today is August the 20th, which means it is my brother's birthday. I want to send a shout out to Juan P. I want to say happy birthday. I pray that you enjoyed your day. I pray that you were celebrated the way that you go out of your way to celebrate everybody else. If you listen to the podcast, you've heard me talk about my brother. So you already know that I talk about him and my mother, and I talk about their heart and their willingness to do anything for everybody, and their willingness to love and embrace and take in everybody and be there for everybody. And, I always explain it. I have a portion of that. However, I'm not going to sit and pretend that I have it to the degree that they have it. But he has a very big heart. He loves hard, and he's there for a lot of people. So it was great going to the party on Sunday and seeing everybody be there for him to celebrate him. So love you, bro. Pray you enjoyed your day. You hear this, you're going to hear it late because I'm recording it on the 20th, but I don't know when this is dropping. But just want to send a birthday shout out to you. So which kind of leads to why I got on anyway to talk. First of all, I'm going to try to stop talking fast because somebody told me I talk too fast. So I'm going to talk like this. No, I'm playing. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit. But I wanted to get on tonight because this was real heavy in my spirit. No, I'm playing. Let me stop. But this has really been on my mind the last couple of days. I went to my brother's party on Sunday. Okay. And I'm out there. And if you know me, I don't make many public appearances. And I guess this can kind of be titled, I thought their life was better off without me. This can be the conclusion of this. Yeah, this will be the conclusion of this. Because if you listen to 1 and 2, and I want you to go back and listen to, I'm not going to get deep in it, you'll find out with me, I separated myself from my family for years. I've separated myself from a lot of people for years. And sometimes people have interpreted that as me thinking that I'm better than people. It's been interpreted as me being standoffish. It's been interpreted that I guess, yeah, that I think I'm better than a lot of people. I just don't want to deal with people. And it never really was that. It never really was that. Not at all. I went to this, to my brother's party. And one of the things I realized even the more is how first, I'm socially awkward. And I've been like that for years, yo. That is really me. But also I struggle with social anxiety. Now, some of you don't be claiming that. I have to claim it. I have to claim it so I can deal with it. Okay, baby. I struggle with social anxiety, but I can't say that I struggle with social anxiety because the struggle with social anxiety means that you put yourself in situations where you have to face that anxiety. I kind of am a different person. I avoid social events. So now I'm at a space in life where I'm trying to get a lot of things right that I did wrong. As I said, there's times that I've abandoned people. I was absent for years, without an explanation. And I think that sometimes a lot of people thought that it had something to do with them. And through therapy and through my personal growth and development, I realized it had nothing to do with them. It was really a matter of me accepting the totality of who I was. Fit for sport, fit for life. Numa Wellness and Spa offers mobile massage services. Gordon Walker Jr. specializes in deep tissue and sports massages. Massages range from 60 to 90 minutes. Numa's hours of operations are Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Happy hours are between 1:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. During this time, clients receive massages at a discounted rate. Gordon also specializes in paraffin treatment, ear candling, mobile first aid, CPR, and AED classes, as well as mobile notary services. Coming soon, Zumba and yoga classes. For more information and to schedule an appointment, visit www.numawellnessspa.com or email them at newmade7816@gmail.com. Newmade is spelled Pneumade. Or you can call them at 302-990-8907. With the good, the not so good, all of those things, the flaws and all. as Beyonce says so eloquently, and what's her name? Kiki Kiara Shear says in their songs about flaws. But I realize that a lot of people have taken that as if I really thought I was better than them. And the sad part about it is, and this shows, me talking about this and working through this as I was driving, was it yesterday, I think, really shows me how many times friendships can be broken up, relationships can be broken up between boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, 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 husband, husband, however you identify. How they can be broken up over a misunderstanding because neither one of us is willing, or neither one of them is willing to communicate, the space that they're in. And I realized that I was not willing to communicate all these years how I really felt about myself to everybody that I just abandoned. And I became a person that I would leave and come back and leave and come back. Many times I didn't come back by choice. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never chose to come back. It was almost as if I always found myself, is it Jasmine Sullivan going in circles round and round. But I found myself continually circling the same mountain because I was attempting to avoid things that I really needed to face in my personal life. And many times the things that we need to face in our personal life are connected to family and friends that we have disconnected from, that honestly, we never should have disconnected from. Now, I know we all in our cutoff seasons sometimes, but there's sometimes that we honestly shouldn't have cut some people off, or shouldn't have ran from people, or shouldn't have stayed away from people, because it was sometimes being in their presence that was making us face and deal with some of the things that we so readily run from. And, I'm just sitting there at the party or the dinner, and I'm there with family, and I'm looking at friends I went to high school with, and I'm looking at all of these different things. I'm looking at all of the relationships that have been established over the years. And for a minute, I took a step back and realized, like, yo, you haven't even established any relationships with these people that you grew up with for all these years, yo. And I started going back to high school, and it started making me think about high school and my social awkwardness in high school and my standoffishness in high school. And it took me back to a time my mother was mentoring a young lady, and she went to school with me and my brother. And my mom was telling her who we were, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I know Juan P. He's nice. Cliff, he thinks he's better than everybody." And I remember that broke me then, because in my mind I'm sitting thinking, I give off that I think I'm better than everybody when I don't even like me. That was funny to me, but it hurt me too, because I didn't want to project that to people. Not at all. I didn't want to project that to people. But the sad part about it was, I think I've spent the majority of my life projecting that to people. And now I belong to this faith community, okay? And in this faith community, the leader of the faith community, he encourages a forum platform. He encourages a lot of interaction within the forum. There we go. I don't know. I got tongue twisted there. But I realized I'm not even comfortable sometimes communicating within a forum that's virtual. So it all began to make sense to me, on the areas that, I have to work on to embrace the wholeness that is mine. And one of the things I have to acknowledge in this last part was that their lives are not better off without me. Now, I'm not saying that I'm you know, I'm not explaining myself. Their lives were not better off without me, and I was not better off without them. So now I have to work to interject myself into everyone's life without forcing myself in there. And some say, you don't have to do all that, but I do. I do, because I don't want anybody to feel as if, I don't love them. I don't want to be there for them. I just realized within myself that even though within the church culture, getting a little choked up here, I was attempting to build family. A lot of times the family I was attempting to build in church culture was only because I was trying to avoid developing the relationships with my family. Today is a great day to start your own podcast. Whether you're looking for a new marketing channel, have a message you want to share with the world, or just think it would be fun to have your own talk show, podcasting is an easy, inexpensive, and fun way to expand your reach online. BuzzSprout is hands down the easiest and best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. Your show can be online and listed in all the major platform directories like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more within minutes of finishing your recording. Podcasting isn't hard when you have the right partners, and the team at BuzzSprout is passionate about helping you succeed. Join over 100,000 podcasters already using BuzzSprout to get their message out to the world. You'll get a great looking podcast website, audio players that you can drop into other websites, detailed analytics to show how people are listening, tools to promote your episodes, and more. So start your show today by using the link provided in the show notes. This lets BuzzSprout know we sent you, and it gives you an opportunity to receive a $20 Amazon gift card, as well as it helps support our show. It's just a lot to think about. But I'm unpacking all of this stuff. And one of the things that I'm doing in this this next phase of my life is that I want, and this probably sounds like a so sad podcast. I'm just sitting here listening to it and I'm like, oh my God, I promise you, stay with me. We're about to be blessed. All right. I'm about to take you to the next dimension if you just stay with me. But, because sometimes we got to deal with some of the things in our life that, as I said, we ran from for so long, we don't like to talk about. And sometimes they do come off as sad. They come off as depressing. They come off as some of those things that we just don't really care to talk about. But we have to talk through those things. We have to get through those things so that we can begin to rebuild, that God can rebuild, I don't want to say rebuild, but that some restructuring can take place in our lives. Some restructuring can take place in our lives. And I'm going to tell you this too. If we will deal with the things that we've ran from, we won't keep trying to fill our lives with space fillers that can only be filled with the things that we ran from. So what exactly are you running from on tonight? So, I'm there and my cousin comes to me, he's telling me a story that some of the people I went to school with were telling him, and he was like, I'm just sick of hearing about how great you were with this and that in baseball and how accurate you were with the football. And he said, I'm just sick of hearing all that stuff. And I'm sitting thinking, wait a minute, that's how they viewed me? Because in my mind, I just always thought everybody hated me. You got to understand, like, this thing was real to me for years. Like, it just really hit. So I came home and I just began to deal with some things internally to realize that as much growth as I've had, as much as I've experienced success in certain areas, there was still some pain. There was still some hurt. There was still some rejection. There was still some frustration. There was still some misunderstanding. There was still some miscommunication or still some lack of communication that I had to deal with internally. Why? Because it wasn't dealing with anybody else. What I was dealing with the other people was simply a result of what I was not dealing with within myself. So I had to begin to start a conversation with me to find out, when did all of this stuff start? When did it start? Why did it start? And more importantly, what are you going to do about it? I thought their life was better off without me. And perhaps their life was better off without the superficial side of me. Because for years I hid the real me. I didn't let very few people got in to see me, got in to see who I really was. But now I realize their life was not better off without me. I need them. They need me. So I have to stand up, be who I am, and be present in who I am. I can't go and change the past. I can't worry about the future. I can only focus on what now. And what now is, I realize the importance in building those relationships. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. It is very lonely to be successful and think, who can I call and share it with? Who's going to take time to listen? Have you ever been passionate about something and you're trying to share it with somebody and you feel as if, man, they're just not as excited about it as I am excited about it? Sometimes they're not, because they're just a space filler. We want them to have the animation and the enthusiasm that we're having, but that's just not their role in our life. So we have to stop filling spaces and connect with those that serve the capacity that we are attempting to force in other people's lives. Maybe you don't have to do it, but I do. Maybe that's why I'm single too. Something to think about. Listen, thank you for tuning in. It wasn't a very long episode on tonight, but I wanted to conclude that I thought their life was better off without me. So I wanted to bring it to a conclusion and bring the reality of that. I realized that their life was not better off without me, and my life was not better off without them. And I have a lot of work that I have to do. Excuse me, but I have to balance it out as well. I have to balance it all out with everything else that's going on. So here's what I want you to text to me today. I want you to text the word better to 302-648-5544. Again, 302-648-5544. And listen, you'll enter for a chance to win our giveaway. As I always say, create a great day, walk with purpose, and by all means, execute your vision. Peace. Many people define stagnation as not producing or being at a standstill. I get it. However, I would like to add a little weight to the definition and say that I may be producing, I may be moving. However, my production and my movements are disrespectful to the purpose that's inside of me, to the greatness that's inside of me. If that's going on, that's stagnation as well. And that's okay. Guess why? Because I have developed a tool. I wrote a book called From Stagnation to Transformation. And that book was written specifically for individuals that feel stuck, that feel lost, that feel like they're just wandering in the wilderness, that feel like I need something is just missing. It's okay. I want you to head over to www.cliftonpettyjohn.com/transformation. There you're going to find a complimentary portion of the book. That's right, a complimentary portion of the book. I want you to read that portion. After that, it's going to ignite such a fire inside of you that you're going to want to purchase your personal copy of From Stagnation to Transformation. So I want you to do that as well. Why? Because I believe that it'll give you a 21-day jump start to fulfilling or re-identifying purpose in whatever core area you find yourself stagnant in. So again, visit www.cliftonpettyjohn.com/transformation.